Hey guys, welcome to episode 4 of the best 200 mods for Minecraft 1.12.2. If you haven't already, go check out the first 3 episodes where we've already covered 60 mods. I'll leave a link in the description, but you can also find the playlist on my channel. Let's get into it. The camping mod will help you out when it comes to exploring in Minecraft, as it adds quite a few new items such as campfires, tents, sleeping bags, and more. All these new items will allow you to rest, cook, and immersively camp in the wild. You'll have some extra slots in your inventory where you can store a backpack, knife, map, and lantern too. You're also likely to find new mobs and NPCs, including other campers who you can trade with. Dungeons mod will add some challenging bosses to your world, alongside regular mobs. Some of the new bosses include the Kraken, who can be found deep underwater, the Crawler, who can be found underground surrounded by scientists and slime wolves. There's also the King, who can be found atop a castle protected by guards. Overall, you can expect to find 6 bosses and 14 new mobs. Galacticraft is a personal favorite of mine. It's a mod that allows you to build rockets and head into space to explore distant planets. You can visit the likes of the Moon, Mars, and Venus, where you can build bases and explore. There's a lot of progression to the mod too, and you can install add-ons such as extra planets and galaxy space to add even more content. Morpheus is a mod that's great for when you're playing on multiplayer servers, and one that I consider essential. If at least 50% of players are sleeping at once, then the night will be skipped. RailCraft expands on the functionality of minecarts in Minecraft, adding new tracks, carts, and mechanics to the game. There's a lot of content that is useful with automation, thanks to the new loaders and detector blocks. There are world anchors too, which allow you to keep chunks loaded in your world when you're not around. New electric rails can be used to power locomotives, and signals can be used to switch tracks. Level Up Reloaded adds a class and skill system to Minecraft. As you start up your world, you'll be able to choose one of the 13 classes, which range from warriors to farmers. Alongside these classes are 12 skills which consist of the likes of cooking, mining, woodcutting, and digging. Each additional level in a skill provides bonuses. Some examples include the higher your mining level, the faster your mining speed, and you'll have an increased chance of receiving double ores. The higher your fishing level, then you have a chance of receiving bonus loot with each catch, and reduced time for catching fish. I covered Mystical World in last week's 1.16.5 video, but this mod is also available for older versions. It mostly adds some new mobs to your world such as owls, deers, and sprouts. A few of these new mobs can be tamed and will provide you with useful materials. Alongside these creatures, you'll find new foods, buildings, and decorational blocks. ICBM Classic is a fun mod to play around with, allowing you to craft missiles and launch them around your world. You'll need to craft missile launchers, which there are multiple tiers of, with each tier having increased accuracy and range. There's also multiple tiers of missiles, with different types existing. You'll have access to nuclear, sonic, cluster missiles, and more. The Twilight Forest is a new dimension, which you can enter by creating a portal. Inside, you'll find a large forest-styled world, full of magical creatures, some of which are passive, and others are hostile, and even bosses who have unique drops. There's tons of places to explore, with the world having a lot to see both above and below the surface, especially with the different dungeons. Dailies is a quest-style mod where you can receive up to 5 quests every Earth day. These can be started by speaking to Bailey, a new NPC who can be found in villages. She'll show you what quests she currently has available, and you can accept the ones you want to complete. Rewards will typically consist of tools, enchanted books, diamonds, and more. If you want to add more difficulty to Minecraft, then check out the Progressive Bosses mod. Each time you defeat the Ender Dragon or the Wither, they'll be harder to defeat. The Wither will have increased health, be able to spawn minions, and the initial explosion radius will be increased. For the Ender Dragon, it'll have increased damage and health. The dragon will also spit acid fireballs more frequently, minions will attack you, and the crystals will become harder to destroy. Find Me is incredibly useful, especially when used alongside just enough items. You can hover over an item and press the Y key, and cloud particles will be visible over any inventories that hold that item, making finding lost items a simple task. Rough tweaks will make some changes to your health system in Minecraft, making it feel more like a traditional survival game. From now on, natural health regeneration will be turned off. Instead, you'll have to use the newly added items like salves and medical kits to replenish your health, each of which have crafting recipes. The Grappling Hook is a new tool which gives an interesting way of traversing through your world, allowing you to swing a little like Spider-Man. There's multiple types of grappling hooks, and this mod would work nicely with the Lost Cities mod, which I mentioned last episode. Pam's HarvestCraft adds a lot of new seeds, plants, and food items to your world, allowing you to really get immersed when it comes to farming. It also overhauls the food restoration values, which should hopefully encourage you to eat more varied foods, instead of just bread and pork chops. As well as plants, there's also 19 new fish, a well block, right-click harvesting, and more. The Lost Souls is an add-on to the previously mentioned Lost Cities mod. It's designed to make exploring the cities harder, as now some buildings will be haunted. These type of buildings will have dangerous mobs inside which you'll need to defeat before the building is cleared. Mow villages will allow more villages to spawn in your Minecraft world, with different variants and designs based on the biome they're in. Weather storms and tornadoes will add multiple weather events and mechanical changes to your game. One of the biggest changes is that tornadoes can now spawn and will rip blocks and entities up from the ground. Sandstorms are another weather event that can spawn in deserts. Clouds have been replaced with new particle-based ones which move with the wind, and overall there are a lot more ambient effects when it comes to foliage. Rats are new creatures which spawn at night. They're mostly pests and will run from the player on sight, though when the opportunity arises, they'll invade your home and steal your growing crops and stored food. You can control the population by setting up traps or having ocelots around, although instead you can tame them. Give them commands and even upgrades to boost their stats. There's a lot of depth to this mod, and it's fun to use. Tree Chopper is a mod I can't go without when dealing with vanilla trees. If you hit the bottom block of a tree with an axe, then you'll bring down the entire tree at once. You can disable this feature by holding Shift when breaking logs. That's episode 4 out of the way. Make sure to leave me some suggestions, as we still have a lot to go, and subscribe to be alerted when future episodes come out.